Hi,
Hiya.
it's Belinda and Lee from Chateau Marais, specifically the Chateau Marais kitchen or Chateau Kitchen. So welcome to the very first of our new style little films. And are you going to ask me what I'm making today?
Well, I was going to, yeah, if you give me a chance, I was going to say, and what are we doing today, Chef?
So today, I'm going to be making a Polish baked cheesecake.
It's maybe like that.
It's one of Lee's favourites, but
Yeah,
then
I
he
mean,
likes
that's
most of the
cool.
things that I cook. So this is a recipe, it's very dear to my heart, a very special one, because this is something, a recipe, a cake that my dear Polish grandmother would have made on a fairly regular basis using the ingredients from the small holding that my parents' family had in Poland. No, you didn't. You met, I think, a cousin. She died a long time ago.
Babushka.
I'm afraid my grandmother died in 1955, so Lee, you're a bit
No, that was before I was
beyond the
even
mark.
born. It was a bit previous
So
then,
I'm
actually.
going to start off making the cheesecake, and the first thing that I've done, I've turned the oven on, I've switched it on to 180 degrees fan, that's 200 degrees in a regular electric oven, and I have buttered a 23 centimetre spring form cake tin, and I haven't lined it. You can if you want to. I find it doesn't really make very much difference, and it saves you a lot of time if you've got a good non-stick pan. Another little trick.
It doesn't save you any time when you're washing up afterwards.
No, that's true, and that's what Lee does most of the time.
And I do the washing up.
Sorry. So another tip with these springform tins, which I forget myself all the time, is to put the lid in what looks like back to front. So if you look in there, can you see the brand? Don't say what the brand is, but you can see that name,
Yeah,
can't you?
Yeah, I can read that.
And if you look in there, you can see it's back to front.
Yes.
So
Why is that then?
I'm always thinking, oh, I must see the brand name here. If you do that, effectively the lid will be the wrong way round, and you'll have the devil's own job scraping the cake off because it's got a lip all around the edge. So basically,
I will have the devil's own job of scraping it.
there
I'm
it
the
is,
cleaner.
a buttered cake tin. I've got 6 lovely fresh eggs, which
What's
I'm
that
going
over
to
there, then?
separate.
What have you got over there?
So I've got 500 grams of lovely fresh cream cheese. You can use curd cheese ideally. In America that's called farmer's cheese, by the way, if you're watching from the States. But that's just a good quality cream cheese. You'll need some lemon rind, 150 grams of fine caster sugar, sucre en poudre, they call it here in France, 50 grams of raisins. I've got 100 grams of softened butter, which I just softened in the microwave for about 10 seconds. And I've got a tablespoon of corn flour and a tablespoon of semolina, which I'm trying to remember what they call semolina. Polenta, that's the other name for semolina. So those are the ingredients. Oh, and also some vanilla, some good vanilla essence. So I'm going to start off by separating the eggs. This is a fairly new method for me, so bear with me. So off we go.
Can I help with that?
No, please.
But I'd love to.
No.
Not even one.
No. So I'm going to do them one at a time. Okay. Oh, actually that feels disgusting. There we are. See, quite a new method for me, but quite effective. I'm going to put the yolks in that smaller bowl there, actually. There we go. That's not bad, is it?
You've only got another 5 to go now.
And then I'm going to pop it in there because I'm doing them all separately, ladies and gentlemen, because if you get the tiniest bit of egg yolk in your egg white mixture, it will not beat to stiff peaks, which is exactly what you need for this.
And you need a stiff peak, I can tell you.
You certainly do. I'm ignoring that remark, Leroy.
No, I meant for the cake.
Oh, for the cake. Yes.
What on earth's
I
going
have
on in your
absolutely
mind?
no idea what you're talking about. Oh dear, you see, look, this is the sort of problem.
You have to pull it off, haven't you?
It's
Ah, that's slimy. Quick, put the yolk.
Quick. There we are. This is where, you know when you see, I meant to do that each time and then I haven't done it. I'm not even
You haven't got
following
any
my
shell
own
in there,
rules.
but
No.
because you don't want to
No.
have a soft peak.
Oh dear. Hold on a minute.
Bit of surprise to everyone, wouldn't it? That.
Right. Sorry about this.
Are you supposed to be getting the eggs in the bowl or on the table? Because there's a lot of egg white on the table
You're
here.
making a hell of a mess. Right, there we go.
Is this a good way to do this, Belinda?
I think so.
Is there an easier way?
Well, I used to do it just, alternating them between the two broken shells. But you see, the shells, of course, obviously they're so fresh. The shells have got those cracked edges to them, and what that can do is actually, of course, pierce the yolk, which is what you don't want.
You certainly don't want to pierce the yolk. One of the nice things about being here in this part of France is the ingredients are very fresh.
That's what these eggs.
These
that's
are
why.
extremely fresh eggs.
Because they're taking.
That looks so wrong. I never knew cooking could be so much fun.
It doesn't feel too great either, I've got to say. The last one. This is like a very famous comedian of my youth, and you know what I'm going to say. I feel like Mr. Pastry.
Mr. Pastry.
But where can I find him?
Oh, you were going to say you'd be hard.
See, look, see what I've got there? I've got a broken yolk.
Straight in.
Straight in there.
No eggshell in it though.
And we're okay.
Yeah, we're all right.
I'm going to
go.
go and wash my hands. Please let me wash my hands. Just.
Might want to wipe the table as well. I think there's quite a lot of egg white on the table. I'll put that there and let it drain off.
Right, there we go. So, yeah, I'm sure that you will make less mess than I make when you're doing this yourselves.
You don't see this on a Saturday morning kitchen.
Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is beat just literally a tablespoon of sugar into these 6 egg whites, just to stabilise them.
Is that a tablespoon? That looks like
it's a very big tablespoon.
Spoon.
There we go. That's about a tablespoon, isn't it? Okay. And I'm going to beat this to stiff peaks.
Stiff peaks. We're back to the stiff peaks.
So this might take a while. I'm just going to my beaters over here.
While Belinda's doing that, I thought I might sing you a song. But then I changed my mind, so I'm not going to sing a song. You wouldn't be able to hear it over the noise of that big beat we've done anyway. How long do you have to do that for, Belinda?
Until it's stiff.
There you go. Are you dancing with it? Honestly, Gordon Ramsay, eat your heart out. I've never seen him dance with a egg beater before. Is that called the Monster Mash?
You see, look, it's nearly there. It's getting there.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. This is a very important step. Because you need the air to be beaten in to get the nice light airy cake.
Any minute now, viewers.
Those are soft peaks.
The peaks will be stiff.
It won't be long.
Oh yeah, I can actually see it happening. That's really good.
Shows how much of what you cook.
I'm here every day, all day. If you're sitting at home watching this thinking this is like watching paint dry, you wouldn't be wrong.
They're not bad peaks, are they?
Stiff peaks you've got.
There we go.
Stiff
So
peaks.
that's the egg whites done. And the next thing I'm going to do is to beat the egg yolks. No, you get off with the sugar. Believe me, it's better if you do have an electric whisk to do this, because if you were to do this by hand, well,
you'd have a sore wrist
you'd
at
have
the
a
end
very,
of it.
very achy arm, should we say. This won't take so long.
This is dust cloud coming out of that.
So you beat this to thick and creamy, basically. Sounds a bit like you. Anyway.
What, thick and creamy?
Well, thick. Anyway.
I'm I'm only here to help. For those of you not watching in high definition, there's quite a bit of the process that's gone over Belinda's apron and over the table here.
So that's thick and creamy, that's stiff and peaky, and the next thing I'm going to do is... So this is 500 grams of cream cheese.
Are you putting the thick and creamy in, or are you putting the stiff and peaky in? What's the Polish words for stiff and peaky?
Please don't ask me, I haven't got a clue. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me though.
Yeah. Yes,
right.
If anyone's watching this and knows the Polish for stiff and peaky, please send it in to us.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
or thick and creamy even.
You've got 500 grams of good quality cream cheese. I'm going to stress that. Good quality is very important. 100 grams of softened butter and half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. That's half a teaspoon, isn't it? There we are.
If you're watching in America, what's that in American?
Half a teaspoon. And
that translates quite well, doesn't it? Half a teaspoon.
There we go. Don't let me forget the cheese rinds. Don't put any cheese
Don't
rind
put
in.
cheese rind in it, viewers.
Lemon rind.
Lemon rind.
Yes. Now I'm going to beat this now until it's well combined.
There's a lot of beating and creaminess.
It's all beating and creaming.
Yeah, I know. Are you sure this is a recipe you haven't made up with? I think you have. You've made this up, haven't you?
Here we are.
This is Belinda's Polish cheesecake.
Oh dear. Hold on a minute.
Once again, anyone watching in high definition, they need to see the state of the table when you're in.
Right, that's that done. Now, stop Lee complaining. There we are. So basically it's now going to be a question of combining all of these three together. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the lemon rind in now so that I don't forget. Do be
So
quiet.
funny.
So
I'm going to come and watch you cook more often. I didn't realise it was such a performance.
Yes.
Whenever I've seen cookery shows on the TV, they're very different from what we're doing.
So you can put less lemon rind than this if you like, but actually I like lemony cheesecake, so I'm going to put a whole lemon's worth of rind in. But yeah, you can use less.
God, that smells really good.
It does, doesn't it? It's so lovely and fresh.
Fresh lemons. Yeah.
And that will really give it a lovely,
it smells delicious.
lovely tang to the finished product. And now what we're going to do is combine
your thick and creamy.
The thick and creamy
with your stiff and peaky.
The floppy
into the
here,
floppy.
into the floppy. So we're going to.
So we got floppy, stiff and peaky, and thick and creamy.
Oh,
These
dear.
are not cookery terms that you'll be familiar with.
Here we go.
Unless you.
You see how that
cook in our
how
kitchen.
thick and creamy that is.
That's thick and creamy, all right.
Lovely colour, isn't it? Beautiful. Those eggs are so fresh. The colour of those yolks is so yellow. Absolutely lovely. Don't want to waste anything.
Yeah, that is a nice thing about living in a country spot. That the ingredients are fresh.
So just fold this gently in together. Don't beat it. Just mix it in quite gently. And I'm going
I don't know if you can see that. Can you show people what you're doing there? Because that's
folding it in. And you know what? The mixture will look a bit lumpy. Don't worry if it looks curdled and lumpy, because that will not be evident in the finished product at all.
So we've gone from thick and creamy to curdled and lumpy.
Curdled and lumpy. So just move that up slightly. I'm going to add in the corn flour. This is called in France. We call this, it's maizena. It's like maize flour we get in France, which gives a similar effect. And then that's just a tablespoon of polenta or semolina, and the 50 grams of raisins.
Just chucked in like that. You don't sprinkle.
No, thrown in with aplomb.
Thrown in with aplomb.
And then the last thing is going to be the folding in of the egg whites.
The stiff and peakies.
And that's important.
The stiff and peakies are going in next.
I'm going to do it this way now because this bowl's bigger. You might have observed I've done things in the wrong order here. So again, careful you don't knock all the air that you've so carefully beaten into the egg whites. I'm just trying to pop this in slowly. You would normally do it the other way round and add the egg whites to the mixture, but
and typical of your style of cooking, nothing gets wasted.
It's all the wrong way. Oh, nothing gets wasted.
Nothing
my
gets
goodness
wasted,
me.
no.
In fact, I've got a spatula somewhere. Here we are. There we go. No, you can't have a lick.
I don't want to lick the bowl, thank you.
Don't you? Oh.
Not after the descriptions you've given it, no.
There we are. So, yeah, gently, gently, gently. Gently fold the egg whites into the mixture. Very gently. Until it's all combined. It's rather lovely, isn't it?
Does look good.
Looks like clouds, doesn't it?
I really, really like this. Do you know why Poland have got its own sort of way of producing cheesecake rather than it just being cheesecake? It's a Polish cheesecake.
It's just a recipe that traditionally, and you know, my understanding is that, I mean, again, there's a lot of eggs in here. I always remember my mother was English, my father was Polish, and I remember my father teaching my mother to make this, and he remembered the recipe from his, you know, standing by his mother.
I bet your mother enjoyed that.
Well, she didn't, because of course he compared the results, of course, with his own mother.
Oh, even better. It just gets better, doesn't it?
Did she come up to scratch?
Oh my goodness!
But I always remember it was the eggs, and my mother used to say, "How many eggs? How many eggs?" But of course, you know, Dad was brought up on a small holding, and they had chickens, and of course eggs were plentiful. That's what I'm saying. So I think that's why. But you see how lovely and light that is. That's really going to make a lovely light cheesecake. Now that's nearly ready. Now I'm going to just one more stir through like that, and I'm going to pop the whole lot into my greased.
Is that basting properly?
Yes, it's in. It's not going to all.
Yeah, it's not going to
slip
leak
out the sides. No.
I'm just thinking of the clearing up, which is what I'm going to be doing in a minute. Carefully. And you can see it's still got the lumps in it, it's still got bits and pieces, but you need to turn it
I will in a minute, but I can't,
so
I can't bend my arms backwards double. Well, I can do it this way round. Hold on a minute. I can't. There we are.
You need your spatula now.
Spatula back.
I'm director of operations here.
Thank you. It can be your new title. It's normally mine. I will delegate it to you on this occasion. Oh, you can have that.
No, I don't want it. That's one for me to clean up later.
We're nearly there. Actually, this mixture does taste quite nice raw. I mean, I don't like the idea of eating raw eggs very much, but so just smooth it out. You don't need to do very much to it at all because that'll all happen in the oven, but just give it a little even out. And you know what? That's it. Ready to go in the oven.
Phew. Thank goodness for that.
Rinse the fork. I'm putting it in the fan oven. So yeah, that's 180 degrees fan, 200 degrees electric oven. Now that's in the oven. That's going to take about an hour to cook. I know it's a long time to wait. And at that point, at about an hour, it'll be lovely and firm and set and a beautiful golden brown colour. But in the meanwhile, Lee, I've got one I made earlier. So you won't go hungry. What I'm going to do, I've got a slice here of the cheesecake. This is the one that I made earlier on, and I'm going to make it look all beautiful and taste all delicious for you. Now, bear with me. hands off until it's ready. So I'm going to put, I've got a nice little bit of fruit here. So look, I've got a little bit of mixed fruits of the forest. How about that? Just on the side like that. That little raspberry there. And then I've got
It's a little raspberry.
icing sugar. That was a big raspberry actually.
It's a little raspberry.
Yeah, anyway, you're very good at that. Little bit of icing sugar, just to make it look all pretty. Not too much. Looks pretty, doesn't it?
Table looks nice as well.
Yeah. And just a little drizzle of cream.
I don't like cream on them.
No cream on these then. Would you like caramel sauce?
No, I just want.
Would you like it just as it is?
Yes, please.
I'll get you a fork and you can have a try.
I'd like it with a coffee if that's possible.
Would you like a coffee? There we are.
This is the best bit.
Thing of beauty. Oops, thing of beauty.
Look at that. That is a thing of beauty. And it's going into a thing of beauty also. Me. Nice, looks great actually.
It's one of Lee's favourites. He will eat it for breakfast actually, give him half the chance. Would you like a coffee?
Oh, this is good. This is good. So, Belinda,
Yeah.
off the cuff,
Yeah.
how many people would that serve, that cake that you've just made?
So that cake would generously serve 8, but actually that I think I cut into 12. So you know you'll get 12 half decent portions out of that cake.
I'm thinking
actually.
4. I'm thinking 4 here at the moment.
But you know what's very nice about this particular recipe, and it does make it different from other cheesecakes, is it doesn't have a pastry or a biscuit crumb or a sponge base.
I like that particularly.
So you've just got the lovely cheese and makes it nice and light and easy to digest.
And roughly speaking,
Yes.
in euros, how
Yes.
much would it cost to make the cake like this?
Gosh, I would need to work that out.
Just roughly.
€6 maybe. Just
So you
thinking
could
about
get
the cheese, maybe €6
for 10 portions, 12.
for 12 portions. So about 50 cents a portion. It's not bad, is it? Oh, that is off the top of my head, but
if you were to go into a cafe in central Paris or somewhere like that,
you'd
how
probably
much
pay
would
€5 at least
€5
for a
a
slice of
portion
that,
for
wouldn't you?
this?
So,
delicious.
thank you. Bon appetit. Oh, it's all gone.
But in a cafe in Paris, you would have the coffee with the
I
cake.
better go and do that.
That was lovely. I think if you were in Germany right now, you would call this lecker.
Lecker, ganz lecker, tasty.
Lecker
very, very
schmecker.
tasty. It's very tasty. Right, I'm just waiting for this coffee, and then here we go.
What's the French for cheesecake?
Gâteau de fromage.
Oh. Quite literally,
in Polish.
cake of cheese.
In Polish, this is called sernik.
Sernik.
Sernik. S-E-R-N-I-K.
Sernik.
Because ser is cheese.
Ah.
Right, coffee's coming up. So,
God, that was a lovely.
so thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. It was
for
a lovely afternoon.
watching me make a cheesecake, basically, and indulging me, and watching Lee eat a slice of cheesecake.
And don't forget to mention the new website
Absolutely.
where you can find these recipes.
Please take a look at our new Chateau Kitchen website, which is just gone up, and you will be able to see this recipe there, so you'll be able to see the ingredients and follow it. So please, you'll find this recipe on our new Chateau Kitchen website, and the link is in the description. And I hope you enjoy it, and see you again next time for more recipes. Next time, I've chosen a theme of spring freshness, so some spring fruits and vegetables, and I'll be showcasing those for you next time.
And haven't you linked this in with your column on Etc. magazine
Yes.
as well?
Yes.
Do you think it's possible I could get a schnapps?
No, that's impossible. Goodbye, everyone.
Pear brandy?
No.